Hello and welcome to your quick afternoon daily briefing. Today I want to talk about the second stimulus check in terms of some timeline updates that we have, and I also found this open letter from some millionaires who want to help pay for pandemic aid that I thought was quite interesting, and I decided to report on it. And before I get into the news, I'd like to just thank each and every one of you who have subscribed. We hit 90,000 subscribers yesterday. That is just so mind-blowing to me. 90,000 people. So thanks for being here on the ground floor, and on to 100,000 and beyond. All right, on to the news. First, let's talk about this interesting open letter that I came across this morning. Certain millionaires and billionaires are calling for governments to increase the tax on the rich to help pay for virus relief. I know it sounds kind of too good to be true. They are calling themselves Millionaires for Humanity. So here's the opening paragraph of the letter. It's a little bit wordy, but you'll get some context, so just hang in there a second. As COVID-19 strikes the world, millionaires like us have a critical role to play in healing our world. No, we are not the ones caring for the sick in intensive care wards. We are not driving the ambulances that will bring the ill to hospitals. We are not restocking grocery store shelves or delivering food door to door. But we do have money, lots of it. Money that is desperately needed now and will continue to be needed in the years ahead as our world recovers from this crisis. So, this is pretty hard to argue with. The rich have money and deal with less problems on average than those without money. I like this, and I think it's always nice to hear people with wealth being self-aware about their wealth and what it provides. However, I will say I don't know a single wealthy person who isn't also generous. Sure, there are some evil rich people, but most aren't. Most are quite generous. So to say the rich are evil, it's not completely true. The next section of this letter goes on to say, these problems are going to last for many years to come, and the millionaires of the world owe a huge debt to essential workers. Again, this is pretty hard to argue, and it's nice to hear recognition for those people who are risking their lives and out there working on the front lines. The letter finishes by saying that no amount of charity is enough in order to solve this problem and to tax us more, us being the millionaires and billionaires who wrote this letter. Now, I'm a bit conflicted with this letter. First, and I want to say this again, it's a nice message, it really is. It acknowledges the disparity and offers a solution, but I just don't see this letter actually doing anything, and I'm not sure the people who wrote it actually think it's going to do anything. Thinking about it, if I wanted to increase my tax and get others to do it, I would add to this letter a giving pledge of some percentage of my income equivalent to the tax that I want to attempt to give, and then that way I would try and get other rich people to do the same. Now, I don't want to just sound like a critic because I can't assume there are intentions on this, but I'm just not a big fan of talking about doing things. I want to see action. I feel if these people want these things, if they want to have their taxes increase, they should just start donating their money and lead the charge and try to use some social influence to get other rich people to do the same thing. I mean, it's pretty obvious. So I'm just not sure how effective this letter is going to be. I hope it's not just a group of rich people trying to pat themselves on the back. I hope that they actually try and take some action here. But like I said, either way, it's nice for them to recognize the problem and at least offer a solution. So getting off of this topic, let's cover some quick second stimulus check news. Steven Mnuchin was quoted the other day talking about the speed of the next stimulus check. He said that if another check is voted before the 3rd of August, when the White House wants a bill on Trump's desk, people will actually not have to wait long for money. Mnuchin said his department has the ability to get payments into hardworking Americans' bank accounts very, very quickly. That's a quote from him. I believe this to be pretty true, except with just a small caveat. I think they'll be able to get payments to most people very quickly if there's no major changes to the program. If eligibility or payment size or income level is changed, it'd be very hard to administer a payment without at least some kind of delay. Systems are going to have to change somewhat. The bigger the changes to the stimulus check program, the more the delay. If they're going to have to verify incomes for people, that of course is going to cause a pretty significant delay, just for example. If a next check goes through, we'll very likely see another scenario where a majority of people will receive the payment quickly and electronically. In the last check, most people actually received the check pretty darn quickly, but then there was that 30–40% of people who had to wait, have issues, and then there's a couple percentage of people who still haven't received their first check, and that's pretty crazy. So when I say most people will receive it quickly, yeah, most people will. Most people, the majority, meaning more than 50%, receive the first one pretty quickly. And then beyond that, some people will receive checks again, just like the first one, and then maybe some debit cards again. We don't really know the exact success of it. Hopefully, if they do send cards, they're not going to make the next round of cards look like junk mail this time. But hey, who knows? So that's all I have for today's quick update. Please like the video if you enjoyed this quick afternoon update. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.